Yo guys, welcome back. It's been a while, I know. It's been close to 6 days, almost a week. So we're gonna make the Fv4005 British tank destroyer, which was made in 1950s. Basically, you could call it the DoomBarn, but there is another name, but I'll tell that later. So what made me think, oh, this is a good build? Well, I play War Thunder, right? So I went around like, oh, I made the Sherman. I was like, what should be the next step in building? I was like, okay, I'll check the tech trees. I was like, German tech tree. On the US one, I already did one. I was like, okay, I'll just check the British one. I was like, oh, British one. And I saw the Fv4005. And I was like, okay, what is this? It showed like 6.3 in the BR. I was like, okay. And I checked the gun, 183 millimeter. Wow, that is the biggest gun in history to be put on a tank. I was like, okay, this is a good build and I could build this. And yeah, that is how I came to the video. That is how I actually thought of building this video. So as you can see, I'm just showing you the 3D, how I got the 3D model for the video. So as you can see, I just typed in Fv4005 3D model and clicked the first link, and that is the basic model I used. As you can see, yeah, I did not, even though this is the full model, I did not add like things like the buckets in the rear. So I hope you guys pardon me on that. So let's start right away. So what I'm currently doing right now is just making the turret hull, basically the turret hull or the turret basket. Let's call the turret hull. But currently what I'm currently making, the whole thing is called the Centurion hull. That's the hull the 183 millimeter turret is actually sitting on. So we're going to start with just making the turret basket. So the turret basket, as you can see, I'm just showing you the shape is actually an inverted trapezium. So normally, you know, if you cut the top part of a pyramid, that's a trapezium. So the shape. So I'm currently making the lower side, the sides in either. So basically left and right sides of the trapezium, the top. So as you can see, I just made the whole thing. It came out really well, but even though it does look wonky, it will look better. As you can see, I just have a small blueprint of sorts, like for the measurement. As you can see closely, I've actually made it look really good. So it's like a small cube, but in the trapezium shape. You know, like the Toblerone shape. Yeah. Now, as you can see, I put a small edge, like a bladed edge in the front. That's actually in the thing, because it's in the actual tank, because that's for the reduced penetration. So the pent, basically, to reduce pent, the angles. Now what I'm showing you is like the actual main drive sprockets. So I'm just adding the two drive sprockets. Actually, as you can see, there's a difference in what I did. So I actually did attach the suspension bogies and the road wheels together, but later I removed the actual road wheels, because even though I tried to go for realism, it didn't really work out. As in, I made several mistakes. So if you see like 3D pieces, 3D images around the screen, I'm sorry, I just wanted to clarify what I'm making for you guys. So actually I had to remove the road wheels so I can attach new ones, since the previous ones were actually making the Caterpillar track go wonky. I didn't want that. So as you can see, I made it still looks wonky, but it's far more better than the duo, the ones I made by attaching two wheels together, so it looks like a actual track. So I added I used the paper puncher to actually make circles, as you can see, and to put it on the actual road wheel so they look cleaner. So that's done. I've made and I added the tracks. So even though I did not put the separate segments for the track, I would suggest, if you are making it with me or alongside me, I would suggest not doing the separate track segments. And now, as you can see, I'm just adding the turret, like the rotating mechanism, because I prefer realism when I make my models. So that's the actual thing. And now I've made the turret. The turret was slightly harder because you need to make the exact shape for the turret. So I had to make the rotating mechanism and the turret. Like I needed the turret to be at like 10 degrees elevation and 5 degrees depression. So what I did was I just shoved the turret, the 183mm turret, through a piece of paper so that I don't need to so basically it can be moved as necessary. As you can see, what I'm actually showing you is the rear, the details, like the hooks, the toe hooks, the actual little pieces. Next, what I'm showing is the exhaust pipes and the other details on those parts, like the exhaust pipe. There's the crowbar, there's the shovel, there's the axe. I added all those pieces because I just wanted it to look as close as possible to the tank. And now in the front, I'm actually adding the driver's view, the visual pieces, and then another, I think that's the sensor, from what I believe. Yeah. Next, I added the support, like during long missions there was a support, because that 183mm cannon or the turret was so heavy it needed a support by the tank. So the front part of the central hull had to add a support basically. And finally, that is the finishing touches on around the turret, like making the steel lines go around. I added the small turret, the rear entrance, I put the upward hatches. All of those are done, and that is the basic and finished product, the white. So I was thinking maybe I should go for maybe like a tan, a military tan or a desert tan. And I checked the reference images I had, like I just typed Fv4005 on the internet. I was like, okay, I don't see those specific things, so I just went for a forest green, like a dark forest green, because I saw that on the D-Tank museum archive. I just saw that. And for the final details, what I did after painting the tracks, the final details, I just used you know, the face powder, like what women use to like color their faces. Sorry, I'm just gonna call it that. I just used that to like mimic dust, and I used powder to mimic worn out pieces, like it's becoming white and stuff. That is how I made the final product. So I believe that is it. And honestly, the final product looks amazing. Honestly, if you guys liked the video, just drop a like, subscribe, and just say anything in the comments. I check the comments every time, and if you have any suggestions, just drop it down, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.